All right, guys, welcome back. Let's get into chapter 6. All right, Nazirite laws. There we go. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Give the following instructions to the people of Israel. If any of the people, either men or women, take the special vow of a Nazirite, setting themselves apart to the Lord in a special way, they must give up wine and alcohol. They must not use vinegar made from wine, and they must not drink fresh grape juice, and they must not eat grapes or raisins. As long as they're bound by their Nazirite vow, they're not allowed to eat or drink anything that comes from a grapevine, not even the seeds or skins. They must never cut their hair throughout the time of their vow, for they are holy and set apart to the Lord." That would suck if you were balding like I was. "Until the time of their vows be fulfilled, they must let their hair grow long. What's the word? Foreshadowing. Okay, anyway, they must never cut their hair, set apart from the Lord until the time of their vows has been fulfilled. They must let their hair grow long, and they must not go near a dead body during the entire period of their vow. Even if the dead person is their own father, mother, brother, or sister, they must not defile themselves, for the hair on their head is a symbol of their separation to God. This requirement applies as long as they are set apart to the Lord. If someone falls dead beside them, the hair they have dedicated will be defiled. They must wait for 7 days and then shave their heads, and then they'll be cleansed from their defilement. On the 8th day, they must bring 2 turtle doves and 2 young pigeons to the priest at the entrance of the tabernacle. The priest will offer the birds up for a sin offering, other for a burnt offering. In this way, he will purify them from the guilt they incurred through contact with the dead body. Then they must reaffirm their commitment and let their hair begin to grow again. The days of their vow that were completed before their defilement no longer count. They must rededicate themselves to the Lord, and a Nazirite for the full term of their vow, and they must each bring a 1-year-old male. What was that? Is my house hot? Okay, that's my wife's laptop, I think. Anyway, who cares? Okay. There is a ritual of Nazirites at the conclusion of their time of separation as Nazirites. They must go to the entrance of the tabernacle and offer their sacrifices: a 1-year-old a 1-year-old male lamb without defect for a burnt, and a 1-year-old female. Basket of bread, cakes. God has a sweet tooth. The priest will present these offerings before the Lord. First, the sin offering. Oh, who's... Hold on, guys. Work's calling. Alright, and that was a confused old lady looking for her son. Hope she finds him. Okay. The priest will present these offerings without yeast. The priest must also present the prescribed grain offering and liquid offering to the Lord. Then they're going to shave their heads at the entrance. They're going to take their hair, place it on the fire. After the Nazirite hair has been shaved, the priest will take... How do they shave their heads? I guess they have razors or sharp rocks. It's probably pretty rough. It's hard to shave your head every day, even with like electric stuff. Take a basket from the... Okay, put them in the... Hey, okay. Alright, more stuff. Okay. Okay, the priestly blessing. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Tell Aaron and his sons to bless the people of Israel with this special blessing. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you his favor and give you his peace." Whenever Aaron and his sons bless the people of Israel in my name, I myself will bless them. All right, number 7. Okay, on the day Moses set up the tabernacle, he anointed it and set it apart as holy. Okay, yeah, we're not doing this. This is just the leaders of Israel, the tribal leaders who had registered the troops, came and brought their offerings. They brought 6 large wagons and 12 oxen. There was a wagon for every 2 leaders and an ox for each leader. They presented these to the Lord. Okay, this is just going over all the stuff they brought. Silver platter, a shekel. Yeah, it's the same thing over and over again. Oh my Lord. Alright, number 8. Preparing the lamps. The Lord said to Moses, "Give Aaron the following instructions. When you set up the 7 lamps in the lampstand, place them so their light shines forward in front of the lampstand." So Aaron did this. The 7 lamps reflected their light forward, just as the Lord had commanded. The entire lampstand, from its base to its decorative blossoms was made of beaten gold, and it was built according to the exact design that the Lord had showed Moses. The Levites dedicated. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Now set the Levites apart from the rest of the people in Israel, make them ceremonially clean. Do this by sprinkling them with the water of purification, and have them shave their entire body and wash their clothing." How do you shave your body? This is thousands of years ago. Anyway. Have them bring a young bull moistened with olive oil, and a grain offering of choice. Okay. Assemble the whole community of Israel and present the Levites the entrance to the tabernacle. When you present the Levites before the Lord, the people of Israel must lay their hands on them. Raising his hands, Aaron must then present the Levites to the Lord for a special offering. Now the people of Israel, thus dedicating themselves to the Lord's service. Okay, present the sin offering to make them right with the Lord. Stand in front of Aaron and his sons. These are the priests. The Lord will say to you, set the Levites apart. This is just like a big ritual for the Levites to become the ones that carry the tabernacle stuff. Okay, I've taken the Levites as their substitutes for all the firstborn males among the people of Israel are mine, both of people and of animals. I set them apart from myself. The day I struck down all the firstborn sons of the Egyptians, yet I have claimed. So the Levites are replacing the firstborn sons, except for 274 people said to pay a bunch of shekels. It's 8,000 something. So Moses and Aaron and the whole community of Israel dedicated the Levites following on the Lord's instructions of Moses. The Levites purified themselves from sin and washed their clothes. Aaron lifted them up and presented to the Lord for a special offering. He then offered a sacrifice to purify them and make them right with the Lord. After that, the Lord had also instructed Moses, this is the rule of the Levites must begin serving in the tabernacle at the age of 25, and they must retire at 50. After retirement, they may assist their fellow Levites by serving as guards to the tabernacle, but they may not officiate its service. This is how you must assign duties to the Levites. Numbers 9, the second Passover. The year after Israel's departure from Egypt, the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, first month of that year. 1 second. Smoothie me. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, shit. Sorry, buddy. Thank you. All right, little mans. You can't have smoothies. You don't have lips. That slaps. All right. Twilight on the 14th day of the first month. Be sure to follow all my decrees and regulations. So Moses told the people to celebrate the Passover in the wilderness of Sinai as twilight fell on the 14th day of the month. They celebrated the festival there, just as the Lord had said. But some of the men had been ceremonially defiled by touching a dead body, so they could not celebrate Passover that day. They came to Moses and Aaron that day, and they said, "We've become ceremonially unclean, but why should we be prevented from presenting the Lord's offering at the proper time with the rest of the Israelites?" Moses said, "Wait here until I have received instructions." The Lord said to Moses, "Give the following instructions to the people of Israel. If any of the people now or in the future generations are unclean at Passover time because of touching a dead body, or if they're on a journey and they can't be present, they may still celebrate the Lord's Passover. They must offer the Passover sacrifice 1 month later at twilight on the 14th day of the second month." So February 14 at noon. Or no, midnight. Whatever time's twilight. Robert Pattinson, 30. They must eat the Passover lamb at the time with bitter salad greens and bread made without yeast. They must not leave any of the lamb until the next morning, and they must not break any of its bones. They must follow all the regulations concerning Passover. But those who neglect to celebrate Passover at the regular time, even though they are ceremonially clean, and they're not away on a trip, they're going to be cut off from the community of Israel. If they fail to present the Lord's offerings at the proper time, they will suffer the consequences of their guilt. And if the foreigners living among you want to celebrate Passover, they must follow the same decrees and regulations. The same laws apply to both native Israelites and foreign living Israelites. The foreigners living among you. The fiery cloud. On the day the tabernacle was set up, the cloud covered it. But from evening until morning, the cloud over the tabernacle looked like a pillar of fire. It was a regular pattern. At night, the cloud that covered the tabernacle had looked like fire. And whenever the cloud lifted from the sacred tent, the people of Israel would break camp and follow it. Wherever the cloud settled, the people of Israel would set up camp. In this way, they traveled in camp at the Lord's command wherever he told them to go. Then they remained in their camp as long as the cloud stayed over the tabernacle. If the cloud remained over the tabernacle for a long time, the Israelites stayed to perform their duty to the Lord. Sometimes the cloud would stay over the tabernacle for only a few days, so the people would stay for only a few days. In the Lord's command, they would break the camp and move on. Sometimes the cloud stayed only overnight and it lifted the next morning. But Day or night, when the cloud lifted, the people broke camp and moved on. Whenever the cloud stayed above the tabernacle for 2 days, a month, or a year, the people of Israel stayed at the camp and did not move on. But as soon as it lifted, the camp broke, obviously. Number 10. So are trumpets. Now the Lord said to Moses, make 2 trumpets of hammered silver. Did they have music theory back then? I wonder when that was invented or whatever. Music might be a strong word for what they were doing. When both trumpets are everyone must gather before the entrance of the tabernacle. But if only one is blown, then only the leaders, the heads of the clans, must present themselves. When you sound the signal to move on, the tribes camped on the east side of the tabernacle must break camp and move forward. When you sound the signal a second time, the tribes camped in the south will follow. You must sound sharp blasts as a signal for moving on. But when you call the people to an assembly, blow the trumpets with a different signal. Only the priests, Aaron's descendants, are allowed to blow trumpets. This is a permanent law. When you arrive on your own land to go to war against your enemies who attack you, sound the alarm with trumpets. Then the Lord your God will remember you and rescue you from your enemies. Blow the trumpets in times of gladness, too, sounding them at your annual festivals and the beginnings of each month. And blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings and any peace offerings. The trumpets will remind you of God and His covenant. The Israelites will leave Sinai. The second year after Israel's departure from Egypt, the 20th day of the second month, February 20th, the cloud lifted from the tabernacle, and so the Israelites set out from the wilderness of Sinai and traveled on to a place. I realize it's probably not February back then. I don't think they kept the traditional Gregorian calendars. But for just intents and purposes, we're calling it February. Set up for the first time. The following instructions the Lord given to Moses. Judah's troops led the way. They marched behind their banner, and the leader was Nahshon, son of Amminadab. They were joined by the troops of the tribes of Issachar. The tabernacle was taken down, and the Gershonite and Merarite divisions of the Levites. Then their tabernacles were taken down, and the Gershonites were next in the line of the march, carrying the tabernacles with them. Reuben's troops went next. Okay. Before they arrived at the next camp, the tabernacle were to be set up. The Levites. Ephraim's troops the next morning. Okay, this was the order by which the Israelites marched. We get it. It's very specific. One day Moses said to his brother-in-law Hobab, son of Reuel, the Midianite, we're on our way to the place the Lord has promised for us, he said. I will give it to you. Come with us and we will treat you well. For the Lord has promised wonderful blessings for Israel. But Hobab replied, no, I will not go. I must return to my own land and family. Please don't leave us, Moses pleaded. You know the places in the wilderness where we should camp. Come, be our guide. If you do, we'll share with you all the blessings the Lord gives us. They marched for 3 days after leaving the mountain of the Lord, with the Ark of the Covenant moving ahead of them to show them where to stop and rest. As they moved on each day, the cloud of the Lord hovered over them. And whenever the ark set out, Moses would shout, arise, O Lord, and let your enemies be scattered. Let them flee before you. And when the ark was set down, he would say, return, O Lord, to the countless thousands of Israel. Is that 10? Oh, shoot. All right, that was chapter 10. I haven't fallen asleep yet, but we're getting close. Bear with me. Maybe it'll get fun soon.